We all heard it.
It was...
All right. Oh yeah. Sorry, I just had to get some of that aspartame into my throat. Okay.
Get a lot of things from that.
All right. So let's go back to these guys being 11-year-olds.
Not the 11-year-olds. Holy crap.
What?
Freaking swearing.
Oh.
I never heard 11-year-olds swear more in my life.
I haven't either, Vince.
That's
What's
mostly
funny,
you.
Daniel?
No, it's not me.
Okay, anyways.
Alright.
Let's go.
All right, you're on your way to the history of magic. You guys have all regrouped, heading towards the hallway. All right, so let's begin. You head towards the dungeons, as that's where your schedule tells you the history of magic class is. And on your way there, there's a hallway with just one big, epic medieval battle within a photo. Just this picture literally spans this whole massive hallway. There's just like wizards and medieval knights just dueling and killing each other. But you notice like a lot of Pukwudgie students are looking at it like, wow, kind of like fascinated by it. Anna looks at it and just simply says barbaric. Absolutely barbaric.
I just want to take a seat and be at the very back of the class.
All right, so you walk in.
I want to say Shushina.
Oh.
I got to think, why is it, how is it barbaric?
I was like, they're killing each other. War's bad.
I'd agree, but
Unless it's about fighting for freedom.
I'd agree.
That's what a lot of wars are about, Ayana.
She's like, are they? Are massacring my people? Is that about freedom?
A lot of wars are not like that either.
Sometimes war is necessary, Anna. You have
War
to
to
fight for
find.
what you believe in.
War defines cultures, Ayana. I think we should take it and learn from it.
Oh, wow. Holy dude. So, Anna, she just takes it in. She's like, all right, we should probably get to class.
Well, Anna, when you not go to, people are threatening your, where are you from again?
My tribe?
Yeah, if they were threatening your tribe, wouldn't you be willing to fight for it?
Yeah, of course. I would give every breath of my existence to fight for my tribe and the Sasquatch
So
people.
the people that are fighting there are fighting for a cause too.
So she puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, you know what? Well said, Daniel. And you too, Patrick.
Thank you, Ayana. Did
Um,
Shushina hear me at all?
Sushina does. She's just kind of walking beside you with her head down. So you guys walking.
Can I go up to Sushina or
Yeah, you go up to her. She says, "Oh, hi, Patrick." Or Patrick. Sorry, Daniel.
how are you feeling?
Dude, just leave her alone, man. Like, what are you gonna do?
Honestly,
Cheer
'cause
her
I feel
again?
bad for what I said earlier.
She's like, "I understand. I accept her apology."
Or it was not right what I said.
She's like, "No, it wasn't."
That's why I know that I apologize, and if you ever need anything, I'm here for you. Okay.
Your monotone really has empathy in it.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. So, you guys walk into the classroom where you see a professor. He's just getting up, to check the camera, make sure it's not screwing up again. But it's good.
Yeah,
Cool.
good.
Perfect. All right. You guys, you take your seats in the classroom, where you see the professor. She has her name written on the board. It says Akora Lau. She's a very petite woman with olive skin. She's wearing glasses that just hang low to her nose. She's got raven black hair that's done very nicely in a ponytail, and she's got bangs kind of slightly draped over her piercing green eyes. As she looks around, she's like, I welcome all of you students to the History of Magic class. You see from behind your desk, that fox appears again. And she whispers down into it, whispers into its ear, and it kind of like laughs. It's like, and then it runs out of the room.
What was with that fox?
She's like, oh, don't worry about Nobu. I'm sending him to go work for Professor Krogast. He helps with the medicine.
Name, sorry, did she?
Oh, so she's like, my name is Professor Akora Lau. And she looks over at Sushina. She's like, hi, honey. And see, Sushina gets very like nervous. She says, class, as you guys know, it'll be Pukwudgie. It'll be Pukwudgie and Wampus for this class. I'm gonna make this class as fun as possible, as so many people don't like history, but it's one of the most fascinating subjects in my opinion. As you guys look around the class, you see that it's kind of dingy. It's very stone. It's all stone brick. The desks are old and splintered, but the classroom is decorated with shields and crests, suits of armor, tiny wooden statuettes along the shelves, and even some indigenous artifacts like the feathered war bonnet. She has a really beautiful cherry blossom bonsai laid out on her desk. So she kind of like walks back and forth, kind of like looking at everybody. She's like, you know, every face in here looks very kind and familiar, and I'm very happy to work with all of you. Shall we get started in class?
Yes, miss.
So she asks, why is history very important to understand and know? Can anyone answer this? So she says, yes, Arthur?
Lets us know our beginnings, our origins, and it's supposed to be something we learn from and not repeat.
Good, good. What else can history tell us about, you mentioned essentially origins. Something within our origins are artifacts, am I right? Why is it important to understand these artifacts?
I think our artifacts are just the preservation of past societies and our ancestors, so understanding them is understanding our history better.
Wow, perfect answer, holy. She says, very well done. She's like, 5 points for Wampus. She says, exactly. So, can anyone tell me what artifact is in this school? It comes from a British family. I'm sure some of you have heard the name. Has anybody heard of Salazar Slytherin?
Yes.
For many of you who don't know, his wand is buried in this school. So I'm going to tell you some history now that you have that in your head. And I'm going to tell you some history. So open up your textbooks, please. As you open up your textbook immediately flips to that page where you have that photo where you have Isolt and everybody else. You look like you're drifting.
No, I'm fine.
Want to chug one of these?
I'm not drunk.
Okay.
I'm just looking around.
Okay, I see. So she goes on, very energetic, using her wand to levitate a lot of little statuettes to kind of animate what's going to happen. She explains to you that Isolt Sayre found the school in 1627, and she married a man named James, in which was a nomad, something that's very frowned upon nowadays. But she started this school with him. They adopted two sons, Chadwick Boot and Webster Boot. If you have a charms textbook, you would know that Chadwick wrote all the charms books. And he actually created the Thunderbird House. Webster Boot was the second adopted son of Isolt, and he made the Wampus House, the house that you guys are currently in. And he ended up moving to London and married and joined the Ministry of Magic and became a very successful orator. Now, they had two biological children, Martha Stewart, taking James' last name, and Rhiannoch Stewart. They were twins. However, one of them, Martha, was a squib. She had no magic. Not much history is known about her, and she kind of disappeared into the world. However, Rhiannoch, she ended up developing parcel tongue. Does anybody know what parcel tongue is? If you want to answer this question, you have to roll intelligence.
I'd like to try and roll for it.
Okay. 4. That's it?
Yeah.
Plus your intelligence?
Yeah, 4.
Oh my god, they have no idea.
Can I try?
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to roll as well. What am I rolling for?
To see if you know what parcel tongue is.
Well, like what? You said intelligent. Oh, I rolled a 2.
Plus your intelligence. It's a DC 10.
Oh, it's wait.
Difficulty class 10, so you roll higher than a 10. But it's
Where's
plus
my
your
intelligence?
intelligence modifier.
Oh, you just the modifier. I didn't get it.
Alright, do you want to roll, Vince?
Alright, so I got
I don't know how I didn't see the fucking intelligence.
where's that on?
Oh, for a second I thought you were looking at David. She was like, dude.
So +1.
Yeah.
He's got this.
None of you know. You have no idea what parcel tongue is. A Puckwudgie raises her hand and explains that parcel tongue is a hereditary trait from Salazar Slytherin's bloodline that allows him to talk to snakes.
Surprised that Sushina didn't know.
He said, or she says, very well done, and she awards 5 points to Puckwudgie you see Shushina's very shy in class. She doesn't like to answer questions. Anyway, she goes on to say that Rionok, after she developed parcel tongue, she never wanted to marry because she was afraid of carrying on Salazar Slytherin's genes. She then goes on to explain Gormlith Gaunt, Isolde's aunt that murdered Isolde's parents, to teach her the power how to become a powerful dark wizard, and to fulfill Salazar Slytherin's dream of a pure-blood world. Miss Lau then goes on to explain how Isolde stole the wand and stole Salazar Slytherin's wand from Gormlith and fled to America. After that, she explains that Gormlith came to America searching for Isolde to get the wand back and to get Isolde back. There's an altercation which you guys will read in your textbook for homework. With that altercation, I want you to write a short essay on was it right for Isolde to escape from Britain into the Americas, knowing well that Gormlith will one day chase her? Is it okay to escape a past life and bring your sins somewhere else, or is that okay to escape? You understand, students?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, I would like a short essay on that. You'll further read what was the resolution between Gormlith and Isolde as homework. But yeah, that's the history lesson for today. Other than that, I want you guys to get into groups and just kind of discuss the material that you'll be reading.
I'll look for Patrick and Tsushima and go up to them.
Okay, so yeah, you go over to them. Ayana looks at you. She's like, "You want to join their group?"
Yeah, sure.
So Ayana comes over with Daniel. Says, "Can we join?"
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? About her leaving her past life behind,
I mean,
knowing she's gonna bring harm upon whatever family she tends to create.
yeah, but does that mean that she should just be condemned? I think just because your family might be messed up doesn't mean you should not have the right to try and live a life or make anew.
I agree. I don't think that putting her family in danger was she knew that she has the capabilities to protect them,
I don't think
and she has a right to live her own life.
Yeah, I don't think blood defines you, but what you are yourself is what defines you.
So Ayana looks at you and says, "What about you, Daniel? What do you think? Do you think it's okay to escape from past mistakes and bring them somewhere else and possibly hurt someone?"
I don't believe in putting other people at risk, but if you have to get yourself away from a horrible situation, I can hardly blame someone for that.
Interesting. So Ayana says to you guys, like, what do you think happened to the daughter, though? The squib, the one that has no magic? What do you think happened to her? Professor Lau said she disappeared, but what do you think happened?
I think there's a lot of possibilities, really. Like, if she is who she is and people know she disappeared, people could have gone looking for her. You know, honestly, she could have even had her own family and tried to escape it more than what her mother did, you know? So
Tsushima, reading the textbook, says she actually went and married, it says in the textbook that the squib daughter, she ended up marrying a tribal, an indigenous person from the Pocumtuck tribe, the one you're from, Ayana. Ayana looked very surprised. She's like, "Oh my god, wow." So she's like, "Oh, maybe I'm a descendant or something."
maybe.
Look at you. So Professor Lau, she speaks up. She's like, "So how's everyone doing? Is everybody doing well?"
Then we just having a discussion.
Good.
Discussions.
I want to ask you guys something. Salazar Slytherin's wand is a major artifact within our world. Do you think that Isolde was smart to bury it within Ilvermorny?
I personally am like divided on it. I think that, you know, a wand like that can do great things, but also because it can do great things makes it something very dangerous and something that people with wrong intentions may try and seek out, and that could potentially threaten other people. I don't think that it's needed realistically, just for that, because power usually seems to corrupt. But at the same time, if it's in the hands of the right person, then it can be used to its proper potential.
And she says to you, what is your name, student?
My name is Arthur.
Last name, please?
Gray.
She's like, oh, the Greys I've heard so much about. I'm sure you know all about how power corrupts. I've heard great things about your father and brother.
With all due respect, Professor, I'd rather you not talk about my family like that.
No, so she
At
said, no,
least in
you
front of the class.
you misinterpret me. I said great. I think they are great wizards. They're protecting the world. They're protecting the Americas from threat.
I'm sure everyone feels different. You know, just as all these wars you see around, you know, there's always different sides.
So she goes on to explain a little more history, stuff you read in your textbooks. Overall, though, I need you guys to all do a quick intelligence roll to see if you answer any more questions. And if you do, then you'll get 5 points for the house. 1. You are absolutely brain dead.
2.
10 plus 3. But I feel like in history, magic is my worst class. Was that -2?
Yeah.
So
So
11.
you still pass, though, because it's 10. You just need a 10.
19.
Nice. Okay, so 10 points for you guys. Pass me the thingy. I gotta roll 3 times for the other class.
Did you get anything from any of the other students or from them?
Success. Success. Failure. Okay. Okay. So class carries on. She tells you that, all right, everything's done. Class is dismissed. Everyone have a good day. So everybody's packing up their stuff.
I'd like to stay behind a bit to ask you some questions.
Yeah. So you do that. You notice that there's 2 other students that also stay behind on the puck wedgie side. What do you 2 want to do?
I kind of want to see what happens here.
I'm gonna go back to the room and start studying and start working on the essay.
Cool.
I'm just gonna hear it, and then I'll go do my essay after I'm done here. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, you stay. So you go up to the professor, and she says, "How can I help you, Mr. Gray?"
Do you think when all these other students are gone, we could have a private conversation about history?
She says, "Possibly. It depends how much time I have on my hands, but yes."
Of course, I'd just rather, as it pertains to personal things, I'd just rather
Yes,
it be one-on-one.
of course. The puckwudgie girl steps forward. She has long black hair, wavy black hair, round hazel eyes, and darker brown skin. Her face is oblong, and she just radiates beauty. You see she's a bit clumsy as she walks, kind of tripping on her gown. But she comes up to the teacher and says, "Hey, Professor Lau, just a question. It says in the textbook that the wand is buried under the snakewood tree in the courtyard. Can't someone just undig it?" And the professor explains that the snakewood tree is essentially indestructible, that it's impossible to get to the wand. At least nobody has figured it out yet. And she says, "Okay, thank you." And the professor asks what her name is, and she says that her name is Plum Laurentinus. And she says thank you, and she leaves. The next student, which you recognize as Destiny, she goes up to the professor and she says, "Professor, by any chance, have you seen a rock?" The professor says, "By chance, I have." And she opens her drawer and she pulls out a rock. This rock is rainbow colored and very shiny. She says, "Oh, that's it." And she takes it from her hand and just kind of skips out of the room very happy. So, So Professor Lau looks over at you and says, Daniel, do you have any questions?"
No, I was just interested in what some of the students were saying. If there's any questions that might rouse my interest, but I'm going to go and work on my essay, Professor.
Oh, okay. So you leave the room. So she's like, "All right, Arthur, we're in private. What do you want to talk about?"
What does the history book say about my family?
There's not a lot written about your family right now, though I had to research modern events, and I know about your family massacring the Brights. The other students know.
I don't know what people know. I don't really talk about my,
From what I read,
Family.
MACUSA kept it under wraps, so I'm assuming not a lot of people know, except you. Something I wouldn't recommend telling people.
I don't even talk about my family, so,
Wise choice, young man. Wise choice.
I just want to see if by any chance is there ever going to be a time when you or teaching them about it?
No, because MACUSA has made it clear that that is not to be put in any textbook.
Okay. I'm just curious as if I were in the class, I'm sure people give me looks. I'm more so trying to prepare myself for that.
You're good.
Okay.
Yes. Also, I have met your father. Very smart man.
Yeah, you can say that.
I agree with what he's trying to do.
You agree with him?
I agree.
What part?
He's like my husband. He's just trying to understand power to further progress the world.
So does that advocate for what he does to the Sasquatches or other families?
The Sasquatch has put our world at risk. He's just trying to protect us.
But why does it have to be violence?
Well, if there was another way, I'm sure he would have tried. Your father's an intelligent man.
You'd like to think, but not everything's what it is always.
You see, the fox comes in the room holding a couple herbs in his arm. It looks like wormwood and the daisy root. And she looks at you, she's like, all right, I have business to attend to now, if you don't mind, Mr. Gray.
Of course, thank you for the time.
So, as you leave, she shuts the door behind you.
I'd like to leave and then go and look for the postings and see if they're up or anything.
Yeah. So, coming over to the room. You're in the room doing some research. You see Daniel comes in. Sushina takes a seat beside you, and she pulls out her history textbook and asks, do you want to work on the essay together?
Yeah, I just want to get this over right now. Although I like your mom and stuff, and it seemed cool. It just doesn't seem. It seems like the class is much more work based and less practical. So just gotta get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm. So she says, yeah, I agree. At least my mom tried to make it fun.
Can I go to Sushina? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Your mom's got interesting views on the Gray family, Sushina.
She's like, well, why do you say that?
I don't know. I mean, they're kind of a family that looks down on a lot of other wizarding families based on their background. And one could interpret that as being quite prejudiced.
She's like, that's funny.
And your mother seems to support that.
She's like, yeah, I thought you would too.
I don't support that.
She's like, interesting.
You make my Japan
Scoff.
My Japan club was a joke, and I know I was wrong for it, but I don't know, I'm just surprised that your mother would support the Gray family like that.
She's like, well, like she said, right? Maybe they're just they're great wizards. Maybe they're trying to do something good.
I had an encounter with Arthur's older brother. That's not a great wizard.
How do you know? You met him for a second.
I can tell. Even though he's his own brother.
So you're saying if you're not good with your own family, then
Yeah.
you're
You're
not
not
good?
good to your own house. Why do you think?
Yeah, if you're not good to your house, how are you going to be with other people?
So,
I don't know, it's a big
Ayana's
question.
like, that's funny, because I recall you calling Arthur an idiot in front of 2 houses.
I was wrong in the moment. I was raging because I'm very competitive and I want to win.
So Ayana's like, I have noticed you're competitive. I remember in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class, and you were ready to duel everyone. I remember how I beat you.
You have to keep bringing that back up. But, anyway, Sushi, I don't want anything between us, but I just thought it was I was surprised at your mother's stance on that. I was just being honest.
She's like, well, I don't know. I'll have to talk to her about it.
Well, whatever you feel like you gotta do.
So she says, okay. So she gets back to doing some homework with you. Rupert comes in, and Rupert looks at you. He's like, what are you doing, man?
I'm just finishing your stuff, bro.
No, you're not finishing anything up. Get my quill out, man.
I don't know. Me and Sheena have bouncing some good ideas off us here. You could use it if you want.
I was like, yeah, pass it over.
Give it to him. I'll give it to him.
So he comes up to you, puts his arm around you. He's like, Daniel, my man. You wanna go do some cheating?
Sure.
He's like, hand me your essay, pal.
Let's do it.
So you hand him your essay. The quill goes onto the paper. He lets go. He leans back, and within 20 minutes, both your essays are done. A couple hours go by though for those two, and they're still working on it.
I was actually trying to do that more productive.
What do you want to do? You can go to the library, investigate some mysteries.
I want to go
check out the club boards.
I'm kind of intrigued by Salazar Slytherin.
The wand? You want to go check out the tree?
I want to read more about the wand.
You want to read or you want to go check out the tree?
I mean, is there anything I can find out about the tree though? Like by going, I feel like if I go and read, maybe go and read something, it might maybe in the library or something. I'm gonna find something of interest.
Okay, so you go to the library. You continue to do your essay, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut up.
You go to the club board. You see the club postings are posted for the dueling club, the potions making club, transfigurations club, charms club.
Not Quidditch?
Quidditch is posted. It says tryouts start next week.
Okay, so tryouts next week. I'd like to take, like, where do I go for the dueling?
The dueling, the instructions say write down your name. And then a week from today, on Monday, all names will be taken into account. Meet in the Defense Against the Dark Arts room, and we will begin.
Okay.
Can I have a chance to sign up too, or what?
And then
Yeah, as you're going by towards the library, you see Arthur.
I'd like to write my name, and then also, and where did it say to meet for the Quidditch? Just
in the stadium. It's the
on Monday as well.
Yeah, same day.
On the same time.
Yeah,
as well?
one's in Quidditch is in the morning. The dueling is in the afternoon.
Can I sign up for potions on there too? Or
Yeah,
can I
so-
sign up for both potions and dueling?
Yep. So you do that. You're standing beside Arthur.
I'll walk
Oh.
away.
I want to apologize to Arthur for my behavior.
Whatever you say, and walk away.
Okay, not much I can do about that.
So yeah, so you sign up for dueling and potions. Yeah. Anyone carry on to the library?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to the library. I don't
Roll
know how.
on investigation, sir.
I like to.
Before
I'm going back.
I don't
to
know.
the-
Didn't tell me like I had to try and do potions club or something.
You did. You promised him, but it's up
Yeah,
to
because
you.
I was on my way out of the detention.
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
Can I
What are you
go
laughing at?
for
It's
the
funny
Defense
how-
Against Dark Arts room?
You want to head to it?
Yeah, I want to try and find the professor.
Alright, so what am I rolling for here?
Investigations because you're in the library. Library is within a tower. It's a massive tower with 12 floors of just library, just bookshelves.
That's 6 or 9. That's
That's 6 plus your.
One.
So 7.
Okay, so a couple hours go by. You don't really find a lot of material on the tree. Nothing that you can find within that time. You also don't do a good job reading through the books. Your mind keeps wandering to the tree itself.
So maybe I can go over to the tree then because I don't mind so much.
Sure. Okay, so you head towards the tree. You guys finish studying, and Sushina, she's like, so what did you think about my mom's little helper, the kitsune?
Yeah, I saw Mr. Krogas with it too. Is it just like the school mascot almost?
I guess my mom's been making sure it helps out, just so it's doing its, just so it's helping. It's not just kind of prowling around.
Is your mother the owner of it? Did she bring it from Japan?
It's actually my father's assistant, but my father sent it over to help us.
Oh, that's cool. What's its name again? What is it?
Kubo.
Kubo. What's it called?
It's a kitsune. As Arthur, as you enter into the Defense Against the Dark Arts room, you hear kind of like yelling. You see inside is Professor Onifix, again the well-mannered woman, and she's talking to your brother. And she's like, how dare you show your face here after everything you said to me? It's been 10 years, Arthos, and you come back thinking nothing happened? And Arthos looks around and he's like, can you keep it down? So she just kind of shakes her head. She's like, your brother is a lot like you, but smarter and kinder. And Arthos...
I just want to be like standing where they don't see me, like at the door, but I'm like hearing it, I guess.
Okay, so you hear that. So you're hearing it. Roll for stealth, please.
19.
Wow. You guys, okay, wow, you're completely hidden. So Arthos says, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad my brother isn't like me. That's how I've always wanted it to be. So she said, don't play that card. Get out of my classroom. So you hear him walking towards the door.
As he's doing that, I walk in.
Okay, so you walk in, you meet him at the doorway, and he looks down at you. He's like, Arthur, what are you doing here? It's getting late. You should head back to your dorm.
Yeah, thanks for the tip, but I just walked by and we're going to see the professor.
Okay, so you do that. He just shakes his head and he carries on into the hallway. Coming back over to you, Sushina, and you guys finish your essays. Rupert comes up to you and says, that took you guys like 3 hours. You could have used my magic quill.
It's alright, man. It's alright. What did you do with your spare time?
So I read a couple books, ate some candy.
Nice. I heard about these postings going up. Want to go check that out with Sushina and I? You want to come with Sushina?
So yeah, so Sushina's like, yeah, were you thinking of joining a club? I was thinking of joining potions making.
I'm gonna go see everything that they have available.
Okay. So you guys head over to the board, where you see, there's a bunch of postings. There's a few students actually gathered there right now. You notice a couple Puckwudgie students, Horn Serpent students, and some of the Wampus.
Anyone that I know?
Yeah, the Puckwudgie. You see the boy with the monocle.
Benedict.
Benedict. Oh God, I'm having to make a screen.
He's a Puckwudgie.
Yeah, he's a Puckwudgie. Yeah. You see, Melvin's there too from Horn Serpent, as well as. Sorry, I have some notes on my phone. As well as a couple of the Horned Serpent from your Defense Against Dark Arts class. You see Marcus Wilson, the ebony-skinned boy with the buzzed head, who's very cocky. And Camellia Preston, which is the small, tiny girl reminiscent of a bunny, though she walks like a tough guy. So they're both signing up for dueling. They walk away. You see Melvin sign up for potions making. He walks away. And Benedict signs up for the Charms class, or the Charms Club.
So yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna ask Sushina, are you signing up for multiple or just the potions?
I think potions and charms, you?
Well, I was gonna do charms as well. Maybe I'll do potions with you. I know Daniel's doing that too.
Oh, she's like, do you like making potions? Daniel's really good at it.
I don't know, I like the nature of it more so, but now it's like, if I have a good connection with that, maybe I can make some stuff with what I find.
Oh, damn. So she's like, okay, sure, let's do it.
So yeah, that's first too.
She's like, have you ever thought of doing Quidditch?
I don't know, I was running pretty fast earlier. Maybe I should, but I don't know what position I'd play. I'm not too familiar with the game.
You'd have to learn to ride a broom. Are you good at that?
Oh, I don't really know. My mom never showed me. She thought I'm a little bit clumsy. She thought I'd probably kill myself.
She's like, well, maybe we can try.
That'd be fun, yeah.
So she's like, you want to go try now? I know how to ride one.
What? Let's go, yeah.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the auditorium. Over to Daniel. You walk into the courtyard where you stare at the tree, but something seems different. There's like an ominous, wind kind of howling around it.
Was this where I heard that voice earlier?
Yes.
Am I able to do a perception if I can see anything? But I don't know.
Yeah, you can roll perception.
I don't know if that would tell me anything, but what's my perception? Where's that?
You have +6.
+6 perception. It's a 13. Oh, 14.
14, yeah. You realize it's not the wind howling, but something is whispering to you, and it sounds like it's coming from the tree.
Is there anything I can do though? I don't know if.
What do you want to do?
I mean. What does insight do again?
Insight is like you're pretty much trying to figure out if someone's lying to you.
Okay.
It's like reading someone.
Maybe you can do an investigation on it. But is that's I don't know what that tell would.
Yeah, you can find a hidden detail. Go ahead.
So +1.
+9. You go up to the wood, and you're looking around for something that would catch your eye, but you don't see anything. However, the whispering gets louder as you get closer to it. But you can't really make out what it's saying. It's as if it's in another language.
I'm kind of puzzled by it, but I think I'll just leave it for now. I don't know what else to do. So I think I'll just head back and do more studying.
Okay. As you walk away, you hear a voice. One that you do make out the word. One of the words from the wind. And it says, "Do not go."
Do not go.
Do not go.
Can I do an insight on that, or how would that be? There's nothing. I don't know what I can do with that.
What do you? Yeah, I would say like, do you just want to try to look around for the voice? Like, what do you want to like? What's your goal with that?
I'm just trying to think.
Talk to it.
Can I try and talk to it?
Sure. What do you want to say?
Like, what do you want? Like, why do you keep talking to me?
It doesn't respond. You hear someone over at the doorway into the courtyard, leading into the courtyard though, and the voice says, "Very interesting."
I look around to see who that is.
You see it's Professor Lau, and she's looking at you, and she's kind of rubbing her hands together. She's like, "Interesting indeed," and she walks away.
What's interesting, Professor?
She says, I realized, I thought it would be the gray boy that's, would intrigue me, but it's you, Daniel."
How am I intriguing you, Professor?
So, she walks over and she puts her hand on the tree, kind of feeling it. She's like, "Did you know this tree is indestructible?"
Didn't you mention something about that in class today?
Just making sure you were listening. I don't hear any voices, but somehow you do.
I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know, like almost like it's in my head, so. And it seems faint, I don't know.
What's your last name, Daniel?
Finnegan.
Finnegan. How about next class? Wait after class and I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Interesting indeed. And she walks away. So, cutting over to you, you're talking with the Defense Against Dark Arts teacher.
Yep.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
I want to say, I had a pretty difficult day. I was wondering if we could do some practicing of spells or some teachings or something, if that's allowed.
She's like, "Are you trying to get an extra practicing because of the dueling club next week? Because if that's so, I definitely commemorate that."
I guess you can say coincidence, but I can't admit to that.
Okay. You guys proceed to practice some dueling, mainly regarding casting Locomotor Mortis. But she tells you, she's like, "Would you like to learn a new spell?"
Yeah, of course.
Cool. I'm going to teach you one that usually first years don't learn.
Okay.
Cutting over to David.
You keep getting bit by Fuck you, man!
You guys enter the auditorium, where it's this massive coliseum of walls that stretched what seems to be the clouds. You see the rings for the Quidditch match are set up along the walls on each side. There's a couple of brooms laying like against the wall. So she grabs one, and God, I can't remember on top of my head, Vince, because I know you'll know. What is that? What's that word they say to get the broom to lift?
Ascendio?
Ascendio, thank you. Is it Ascendio?
I know it's a...
They say something. They say like, and it levitates into their hand. It's in Philosopher's Stone.
In the movie, it was just up. That's all they said.
Oh, okay.
In
Anyway.
the movie, they were just like up. I don't know. If you want to read the book might have one. I don't know.
I'll just say it's up. So she says, "All right, stand beside your broom, and then say up."
Up.
So immediately, the broom flies into your hand, and Sushina says up as well, and it flies into her hand.
So I just hop on her and kick off?
Sure. She's like, "Yeah, just focus. Keep your eye on where you're gonna go, and just maintain focus. I need you to roll. What is your magic casting?"
Like intellect?
Yeah. Okay. Roll. What is this? +4.
Plus
Okay. Yeah. So roll and add the +4.
6.
Plus the 10. Or no. Or you roll 2.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
having
So you
two.
are doing it right. Okay. Oof. You start to lift off, and it starts shaking, and it just boots you right. Like flips forward, flipping you off. I need you to do a dex saving throw to maintain yourself on the broom.
I got a 1, but 4. Or +4 is 5.
Okay. You're not able to hold yourself. It flips you off, but Sushina flies right under you, causing you to land like right on the back of her broom. She's like, "Don't worry, I got you."
Oh my goodness, thank you. I don't know what's happened.
She brings you down, and she's like, you know, you have natural talent for riding the broom, though. Like, just a little more practice, you should be good.
Oh, I don't know what talent you saw there, but I'm down to keep trying.
So you see she's getting a little shy. She's like nervous. She's like, okay, can you get off the broom now?
Yeah, sure, okay.
So she gets off the broom too. She's like, all right, maybe we should head back to the dormitory.
I just want to try it again. Can I?
Yeah,
can
100%.
I
Roll again.
13 plus, what was the?
Plus 4, so 17.
Oh, yeah, plus
Damn.
Yeah.
Just Quidditch club. What is?
He's just riding a broom in the auditorium.
And I'm not in this right
No,
now.
you're not. You were just heading out of the courtyard.
Yeah.
You hop onto the broom and just perfectly you zoom about, and Sushina just looks surprised. When you got that confidence boost, you were just zooming around on this broomstick. You walk by the auditorium and you hear laughing.
Can I go check it out?
Yeah, you go check it out. You see Sushina and Patrick just laughing, having a good time, riding a broom together.
Was it just those two?
Just those two.
I just want to kind of go up and watch them and see what they're doing.
I see him, and
My
I
friends
go,
are
just
gonna
go
see
down
what
to
my
him.
friends are doing.
Yeah. So yeah, you fly down to him.
I'm like, Sushina just taught me how to fly a broom, man. You should give it a try. I want to throw the broom
I'd love to
around.
try it, guys.
So you throw the broom to him.
I catch like a fucking badass.
Okay.
No, it's like a good ride, and I'm like,
So Sushina tells you, she's like, the best thing to do when you're riding a broom is don't focus, just let your mind wander.
I'll keep that in mind.
So she's like, okay, roll.
What am I rolling for here?
You also get disadvantage on this roll.
What is it for?
Spell attack. What else? was-
What's your spell attack on the second page?
Oh, shit, let me get this laid out better. 4.
Okay, so
I
roll
need to get
plus
rid of-
4.
maybe I shouldn't use a binder.
Okay, so roll and then plus 4, and you get disadvantage, so roll twice, roll again. Take the lesser number. So 12, you get rolled a 12.
No, 15.
But it's disadvantage, so you take the lesser number. So you want to take the 15, you rolled an 8, so you take the 8 over the 15. Because you chose to listen to Sushina. You hop on the broom, and you let your mind wander, causing you to flail all over the place and flip over the broom. Do a dex saving throw.
So wait, listen to Sushina.
Yeah, she misled you.
Bitch. No, I'm not racist.
18, you catch yourself on the broom, throwing yourself back onto it, lowering yourself. Sushina is kind of like giggling to herself. She's like, sorry, we're
Yeah.
even for that comment you made earlier.
I think that's fair.
She's like, when you hop on the broom, just focus, that's all. And look to the horizon.
Thanks for misleading me.
She shrugs. You three
I think I'm gonna like you, Sushina.
you three ride the broom, having a grandiose time, having a good laugh within the auditorium. Something you don't notice as you play around, you don't notice a shadowy figure watching you. Moving on to Arthur.
What? Did I see it or did I not?
You didn't see it.
Why are you telling us that?
Just so you guys are wondering.
A little foreshadowing.
Okay. She I was gonna make a joke then I was gonna be like, she teaches you about it. What was that laugh, man?
Holy
Shut. Vince, you absolutely kill me, man.
It's not Savannah Canoes.
Holy. Sorry, I gotta find it first. She asks you though, she's like, so how do you feel about your brother being back?
Well, hope it's a quick visit and I don't have to see him much.
That's fair.
I mean, I will admit though, he silenced Daniel and that was pretty nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, after Daniel was being a bit of a jerk earlier.
Why was he being a jerk? What did he do?
In my, like in his defense, I did screw up, but he continuously like made fun of me in front of the Puck 1G house and our own house after me thinking we were friends. So it was a bit crazy, I guess you could say.
She's like, I bet.
Yeah.
You're still adapting to school, right? It's only your second week.
I just feel like everyone's looking at me because of my last name, and then, you know, there's so much that comes with that, and there's like the aggression towards me, but then there's the hatred and like people, like all these looks at me. So when I screw up and things or anything like that, it's
You're just grouped in with
very
that.
overwhelming.
Wow. So she's like, well, your brother did leave quite the legacy behind for you to follow, but it's good that you're not like him, if that's any that's anything. You're not like him at
I
all.
used to look up to him and wanted to be him, but I guess as you seem to know that he's changed.
She's like, I'm going to show you something that'll cheer you up. It's a very good spell to use if you're strategic with it. It'll give you an advantage as it allows you to attack from the shadows, okay? Stand beside me. She's like, I want you to wave your wand in a circular pattern, but then at the end veer off and then cast, okay?
Okay.
She says, after that, you're going to say Fumos. So, roll. See if you succeed, sir.
Do I get the +2, and is this with spell attack, or
This is a,
or what kind of, like, do I add the +3 from spell attack bonus, or, and then the +2 from defense?
yes.
Okay.
Not from the fence, because this is actually a transfiguration spell.
Oh, okay. But the +3 from spell attack?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you get that.
Who's teaching this?
The defense against dark arts teacher.
18.
Beautiful. You do it, you say Fumos. And a huge burst that creates a giant gray cloud of smoke comes out of your wand, completely enveloping the area around you. You, within like a couple feet, you can see, and you see the defense against dark arts teacher standing beside you.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like coughing. She's like, very well done. You should be able to breathe within this. Use this to attack from the shadows. Use it as a cover. If you can remember where your opponent was, you can use it as a shield, essentially.
Okay.
Not many of the students in the first year will know this, so use that to your advantage in the dueling club.
Thank you very much. You want to have a friendly duel?
She says, she's like, unfortunately, I have some assignments to grade, but maybe next time.
Fair enough. How do we get the smoke to go away?
She's like, it'll disperse.
Okay. Thank you. After all, I really appreciate it.
So of course, and if you ever need to talk, just by all means, my door's always open to you.
Thank you.
You guys,
I like to walk in towards like the courtyard, or at least where like they'd be with the Quidditch stuff, I guess, or like even if they're not there, but I'm still walking that way.
the courtyard, or the, okay, yeah. So you walk that way, and on your way there, you see Professor Lau talking to Professor Krogas, and the minute they see you, they quickly shut the door. They whisper amongst themselves, and as you, Sushina, and Patrick all have fun within the auditorium, that shadowy figure smiles and walks away. We'll end the session there for now.
Shit.
How did you do that, man?
What?